Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Let's do a recap of where we were last time. In the last episode, we spawned in Desolation Point. We got matches right away, which is really nice in Interloper. It's really nice to be able to get those matches right away, and because once you get those matches, you can start rolling, making water and pulling torches, and maybe cooking food, whatever you need to have done. And then we took and had a little adventure with that bear trying to get into the mine to get coal. Unfortunately, we weren't lucky enough to get the possible hacksaw that spawns in there, but we'll get it somewhere else, I'm sure. So now we can plan my next plan of action now that we have matches out of the way, and we can combine our priorities at this point. The next priorities that we can look at is still a bedroll, but the good thing is where we're going, there's plenty of places to sleep. So if we don't get a bedroll for a while, it won't be a big deal because if we're going to Coastal Highway, there's so many places to sleep there. We don't have to worry too much. But it would be nice to get a hammer, a heavy hammer, so we can start crafting, and a hacksaw. So those would probably be my next priorities: a hammer, a hacksaw, and we have to make sure that we can get saplings to get curing so we can make our craft our bow and arrows. Okay, and then we also should get some scrap metal and some cloth together. So we do have a lot to do, but we can do a lot of that on the way as we travel. So we ended up at this mine, so we're going to go ahead and start looting it and heading our way. So without further ado, let's get going. All right, welcome in. Here we are, and we are making into the mine that goes back to um, Crumbling Highway, and then we go through Crumbling Highway and into Coastal. So let's go ahead and start looting, and I'll talk to you along the way. Ooh, lantern fuel. That's pretty good. I got a lantern. Be good to use. Fill that puppy back up. We're gonna go ahead and get some more coal, but I don't want to weigh myself down. Let's see how much we have first of all. We got 21. We don't need that much more. So we're gonna not pick up any up for a little bit. If we need more, well, let's get a couple more. I don't know. Coal is so important for warming and everything else. Okay. So as we meander our way through this mine, we're gonna look for loot, and we're gonna think about where we're gonna go on Coastal Highway because Coastal Highway, some of the loot is random. There are a couple bedroll spawns in Coastal Highway. Hopefully, we can get lucky. If not, we'll have to go somewhere else. There are a few hammer spawns and saplings and hacksaw spawns. So that's where we're gonna try to go and make our way to. Um, we're gonna make our way to Quonset. There's a pry bar. That's good. We'll make our way to Kwanzaa, see what we can get over there. Um, you might be thinking a lot of times you could craft when it's dark. It'll say too dark to craft. Well, you can craft it here in the dark as long as it's between the daylight time. You know, I don't really craft in places like this anyway. I find it to be daunting, to be honest. Oh, lucky find matches. Yes, that's awesome. Finding two boxes of matches is nice in like day one, day two. That was a random box, those are not guaranteed. Okay, so like I said, I'm not gonna go pick up too much more coal because I have a lot already. Okay, so as I approach the exit here, I immediately start thinking, okay, what is it about Crumbling Highway that I know? I know it's just a transition zone. It's extremely small. It's got one street that goes through it, and you can either go take the water, you can take the street, or you can take the back part by the back wall. Um, the next thing I think about is like, yeah, where are the wolves going to be at? I don't want to go where the wolves are, especially when I don't have any weapons. So, what I find in this region right here, not really region, it's transition zone, is if I stay by the back wall, I'm less chance of running into wolves. However, down at the end of this little road, there's the ice, the water. If I go out to the water, there's a little archway there that could possibly have matches. It's a random spawn, but we're going to go take a look at it. Okay. So there's my frostbite risk is healed. Now I can't really do anything because I don't have a sewing kit. If I had fishing tackle, I can do something with clothes, but I can't do anything with my clothes now without a sewing kit. So we'll have to wait. We're sure we'll get one in Coastal Highway. I'm sure we will. So down in the end of this road, normally I would go that way and follow that back wall over there. But because I want to go check out this cave, I'm going to go this way. We're almost sure to run into a wolf here. Pretty sure bet we'll run into a wolf here. Okay, so like right over there is a cave and with possible matches in it. Um, so we'll, yeah, just be careful going down here. You don't really want to get a sprain because you don't have many bandages. So yeah. The good thing is it's getting a little foggy. It's not super cold. You might consider making a fire in this cave. I really need to get over this frostbite risk, but for now we're okay. There's usually a wolf on the other side of this archway, if there's one here. I don't hear any howling. That doesn't mean they're not here. Um, sometimes they won't howl until you get like a certain distance from them. Then they'll howl to warn you that they're there. But some wolves don't howl to warn you. They'll just jump out at you. So here's a cave that hopefully will have my matches. Hopefully, pretty rare. Yeah, it's pretty rare. They'd be around this fire if we had them. Now, considering the fact, you know, maybe I'll just keep going. It's not, well, yeah, let's start a fire real quick here. I'm going to put on some warming, some teas. Sometimes if you stop to make a fire, the weather will change, and that's not good either. You would have been better off just keeping going, but this is where you got to kind of sit there and say, well, you know, it's just a kind of a gamble, you know. It can go one way or the other. It's really hard to tell. You see that level 3 fire does help with getting a fire starter right away. Okay, so what do we have? Let's place our cans down. Do we have nothing here to cook this way? So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put teas down here. And you see how I jiggled it. You notice that when I put it down, it says 8 minutes. If I were to let this go for 8 minutes, it would go into burn mode and it would start burning. I'll show you what I mean. We'll let it go. I'll show you. Some people don't know this, and like I said, this is for mostly beginners or like new players that don't know this. All right, so what'll happen is, yeah, I'll say, see, 30 minutes till burn, and if I jiggle it, it gives it more time, but when it gets to the time expires, it won't burn anymore. It's like a jiggle your tea thing. Okay, we should warm up here a little bit. Let's throw some sticks on just to get above freezing here. So I don't really have anything to cook, but I think I have some of these to craft. So let's go ahead and do that. See how these just stay hot?
That guy who drank his own pee doesn't seem so crazy right now.
It's really foggy out, but we just got to go out the cave and take a left and then up to the road again and then out. There's a broken house up there with a basement. It's not going to have that much in it. I'm probably going to. Those are some things that you can like you don't have to loot everything right away. You can save it for later because what happens is when you get higher up, like I was telling you before, when you get really high, a couple 100 days even, what happens is you end up starting to repeat your routes and go back to places where you've been before. And it's good to leave some stuff so you have something to go back to. So I would suggest not looting everything. Leave a couple of things. Like sometimes I'll leave cattails so I can come back and get them later because I'll need food later, you know. All right, let's drink that for now so we can stay warm. And we're going to take these. Take a torch because I heard a wolf over there. So we'll be prepared for this wolf. He's probably right over here somewhere. Either he's over here or he's on the road. What we'll do is when we get nice and tired tonight, we'll sleep a nice long time and we'll get condition back. Right now, I think we're in pretty good shape. As long as you have a torch burning, wolves shouldn't really, hurt us. We'll just do the old torch and stone routine. Go that way. Good boy. There's another one. I swear I heard another one. Thought I heard another one. It's okay, because we are about to exit this little transition zone, and he won't follow us. Once we get past this little structure here, he won't follow us anymore. He'll let us go. Matter of fact, I think he already stopped coming after us. Yep. Doing good, doing good. Alright, let's keep moving. Check the time. What time is it? It's only 1 o'clock. Now, oh, that's a good thing I want to tell you about. Some people don't know this either. Actually, I was surprised that I was talking to a relatively good player one time, and I was mentioning that the afternoons you should go out in the afternoon where it's a little bit warmer. And they go, what? And we're like, well, it's usually warmer between around 2 o'clock and 6 p.m. in this game, as long as it's not blizzarding or nothing. If it's clear, if it's foggy, even like this, um, once it gets around 2 or 3 o'clock, it might actually warm up where I won't actually be cold. So if you want to travel, this is the best time to travel in this game. It's usually the warmest time of the day. Obviously, nighttime or very early in the morning is really bad. It's really cold, like early in the morning. Like 6, 7 a.m. is really cold in this game. It's like one of the coldest times. All right, so we're now in Coastal Highway, and what I might do is, because it's very foggy, I might just consider just staying on the road at this point. We'll follow it all the way to Quonset. We'll have to change our torch out. See anything in there? Okay, so I'm really hoping that we can get a hacksaw at the gas station, because the sooner I can get saplings down, the sooner I can have a bow crafted. Oh, and I also need guts for it, but guts only take a couple days, and guts are really kind of easy to get. So I'll wait until I'm settled in somewhere a little bit, and then I'll try to get some bunnies or something. I can even harvest the carcass for the guts. Um, so I mentioned predator spawns. A special point about bears is, well, obviously bears have bear caves that they spawn from, but they also have set paths that are actually scripted in the game, and they follow the same path all the time. So I would probably recommend, like, I used to, sometimes I would go out and just observe the bears where they move. And this way I know that when you shoot a bear and you have a bad shot and like you hit him, but you don't kill him and he runs away, a lot of times he'll run away, but he'll come back and he'll follow his path again until he gets home. So a lot of times what you can do is you can go somewhere or whatever and like kind of keep, if you can't keep an eye on him, if you lose him, if you come back to his set route that he takes, you'll eventually run into him. And same goes if he dies. He usually dies on his route. So I know that there's a bear from Misanthrope Island, which is over that way, comes down this road, and he'll, if you shoot him, a lot of times he'll die on the road over here. But right now I want to keep an eye out because it's foggy and it'd be hard to see him right away. Right? There's nothing really in there. The houses are probably broken. There are some teas in there that I could probably get later on. But right now my main focus is getting to this gas station. Even though it's warmer when it's foggy, I don't like, especially when I don't have a weapon around. I don't have really anything to defend myself against a wolf attack. So, but we're nearly there at this point. You can hear the crows. I wonder if there's a carcass somewhere I can get those feathers up there, maybe. I think there's a carcass. If there's a carcass up here, I want to get the feathers from it. Yeah, I thought I heard crows over here. Hard to see them in the fog. Yes. All right, let's get feathers. Like I said, you need 3 feathers for an arrow. Need 3 feathers for an arrow and a dried birch sapling. And you need guts and dried maple to make a bow. And when you get the maple and birch, they're green. You have to dry them for a couple days, for like 5 days for maple, and it's around 3 or 4 for birch. Wolf right there, see him? As long as I keep my distance over here, he shouldn't see me. They don't only see you, they smell you too. So I'm actually pretty happy with that start. It was a very good start. I'm not completely happy with my condition. Usually I end up out of there with more condition than this. But like I say, we're in good shape. We can go back and get our condition back in the Quonset. Hopefully, if there's a sewing kit in here, we can fix our clothing. But what I might consider doing is there's a house right across the street here that actually might have a sewing kit in it. So we'll go check that first, maybe. So we're gonna check. Hopefully, this house might have a sewing kit in it. That would be great. And I could start working on fixing my clothes and stuff.
That guy who drank his own pee doesn't seem so crazy right now.
All right, let's just loot this house first, and then we'll go across the street to the Quonset. Ooh, more coffee. That's nice. Um, you might consider coffee great in this game. It's even better than great on Interloper. It's better than great on Interloper. It's cherished.
I'll take it.
Excuse me, I'm taking a drink here. It's cherished for only for a few reasons. For one, it's much more rare on Interloper, and second of all, your fatigue runs out a lot faster on Interloper, especially when you're doing a lot of rope climbing or you're doing a lot of excessive stuff with your character. Um, the need for coffee is increased. So coffee is really good on Interloper, and if you can get it, it's like gold. I don't want to do that yet because I don't want to burn my torch out yet. I do want to get some of the cloth. Maybe we'll do that. Quonset though.
Well, this stuff will come in handy.
Ooh, more underwear. Underwears. And did I see matches there? That is random. Those are not guaranteed. Okay. That was pretty good. No sewing kit though, unfortunately. That's a bummer. Hopefully there's one in Quonset. There might be. Alright. Oh, you know what? I do want to get some cloth from here. How much do I actually have? None. I really need cloth. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull out my torch. Let's drink a little water. Let's break down this cloth so I can have some for over there to fix my clothes if I find a sewing kit. Okay. That's good enough for now. Let's go over to across the street here. Now, I am going out without a torch, but I'm going to be careful. I know the wolves are either here or they're out on the ice, really. But I bet you they're here, so what I'm going to do is when I approach this hill, I crouch and look first, see if there's any over there. See, I see one right over there. I don't really see one anywhere else. I do see one, two of them over there actually, three of them, three of them. But that's okay because we're going right there. Okay, so I stand up and just go over there.
Can you eat trees?
Astrid wants to eat trees. Okay. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's loot, guys.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Yeah, I don't, like I said, I don't bother with the painkillers unless I absolutely need them. Maybe we can, I already have a couple of recycled cans, got the water. I think we're going to try to cook some more if we can.
I'll take that.
Okay. So what am I hoping to find here? Hacksaw would be freaking amazing if I can get one. Oh,
Wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
oh yes. Okay. This is huge because now I can start getting saplings and start curing them, get my bow crafted as soon as I can and arrows made. Which means also that we should get scrap metal to think about forging because we need arrowheads forged to make arrows. It's a big process, which is why here's my thing in Stalker, and I always said this before, like from Stalker to Interloper, this is one of the reasons there really isn't much of aggression between the two because in the earlier or the lower difficulties, it's very gun focused. And they don't really focus a lot on bow and arrow. Well, there are a lot of players out there that do strive for bow and arrow, but the game doesn't really direct you in that direction very much. And I think it should, because when you go to Interloper, that's where most people have a problem because there's no weapon, and a lot they don't have a clue how to craft or anything like that a bow. So this is why I don't. There's the transition between. It would be nice if there was something in between that has that, but there isn't. So a custom game, you could do a custom game, and just do what I do. You could do a custom stalker game and just turn guns off, and that forces you to go use bows. All right, I'm so happy we got the hacksaw. You know, I have no idea.
This will come in handy.
That will come in handy. Okay, there is still a possibility for a bedroll here. However, I'm not holding my hopes high. It would be over there if it was going to be here. No bedroll here, unfortunately. Okay, so look at our food. I don't want to starve because I would really like to get my well-fed bonus. And these are really risky. But I'm going to try it. I'm going to risk it a little bit because even if I... Oh, that I'm not going to risk that.
Very much more.
I'll try that. I like to save my crackers because these hardly have never given me food poisoning before. So I'll hold on to those. Emergency rations. Now you see the amount of loot was not hardly anything. Just the difference between, like, even with Stalker, there'd be a good amount of loot in these containers, but in Interloper, most of the containers are empty because those are the settings that they use to have most containers to be empty. It's 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 that rough factor in there for sure. You know what? Maybe film later on, but not right now. We'll just put it there for now. Okay, great. There might be something under the bed right here, actually. Soda. A lot of oats. It's good because the only problem with that is I need a skillet to actually cook, or I need a cooking pot to actually cook that. But that's okay. It's okay. What time is it? It's almost nighttime. So I didn't find a sewing kit. That's really bad. I'm not happy about that. We can't do anything about our clothing. The only thing we could technically do is to, tear up the stuff that we don't want. Um, for the cloth, for the leather. So let's just. Actually, I don't know why I'm not wearing those. Well, that was a mistake. I should have been wearing those all along. Okay, so we have this. What I might do is about the same conditions. I'm gonna go ahead and harvest one of them so I can get the leather from it. Okay, so I'm gonna try to fix those and wear those when I get a chance to. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna eat a little bit more, and then we're going to see what we can craft in our inventory that we got. Let's see. So let's craft those. I'm trying to get nice and tired so I could. The longer you sleep, and continual sleep, the more condition you gain back at one time. I don't need tinder plugs, so we don't need to worry about those. Do I think I might consider actually. I got two. I only have four cloth, so maybe I'm going to not craft more bandages. I think I'm okay with two for now. Yeah, I'm okay with two for now. Let's go ahead and drop these. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to really use them right now, so put them up here. Yeah, we'll put them over here. Okay, let's get some sleep on. Let's eat, drink, and sleep, and get some condition back. Fill up with food and water, and um, let's go. We'll do 9 hours. We're not going to be able to get more than that anyway, but let's see how it helps our condition. Ooh, look. Conditions like what? That about 96% around there? That's great. Let's see what time it is. We're not fully rested yet, and we still have some time left. So let's. If we work on getting some sunlight, then maybe we'll go out and loot some of those houses. I mean, I did a sewing kit. Okay. So, a good tip to have is if you crouch before you go outside, if you spawn out, when you go outside, you have less chance of being surprise attacked or any predator seeing you when you leave crouched. So what I do is I'll leave crouch and I'll look around a little bit, and then I'll stand up. The wolves that were over there are now gone. They could be out on the ice. Uh, so be on the lookout for them, though. There he is, right there. So here's what we're gonna do: is we're gonna check that house out. You have to keep in mind that it's very windy out, and I won't be able to have a torch lit. So I won't be able to fend off the wolves if I can't have a torch lit. I do have a flare. So those are the things you gotta kind of think about all the time because, like I said, because your protection level is so bad with the clothing that you have, a wolf will damage you really, really bad. All right, so please let there be a sewing kit. I don't think there will be one in here, but you never know. They are random. Nothing in containers. It's the nothing mode. That's what I call it sometimes. The nothing mode. Sometimes they put sewing kits in the tables and stuff, you know. Dang.
He's getting kind of heavy.
Hmm. Yeah, getting heavy. I could tell by the way I'm walking and stuff. We'll take that and we'll actually eat that right now. Um, that's actually a good point. Let me also pause so I can explain a couple things. You probably already know that if you carry anything kind of meat or anything raw, you start to stink if you have too much of it. Um, Cooked meat is not as bad. It does stink a little bit if you have enough of it, but um, you have to keep that in mind, interloper, because the detection range has been increased quite a bit from the other modes, and they could smell you from quite a bit away. Just keep that in mind. So what I'm going to do is, if I get meat, I usually just eat it right away. Yep, just eat it right away, so you don't have to carry it around. Providing it's cooked and it's okay, of course. But tomato soup, tomato zip. Ooh, more crackers. I love the crackers in this game. It's one of my favorites. I just love when I get the crackers. Man, no sewing kit. What a bummer. What a bummer. Okay. There is one more option that I can go check out right now. Well, there's a couple actually. I mean, I can go right up not the road. We can go right up here, up the hill here to the trailer. There might be one in there. So let's do that. It still sounds quite windy outside. I need to be careful. I might not be able to have a torch going. Sometimes you want to just stop and listen. And the reason why I say that is because right up here is a bear spawn. And if you're coming up this way and you're going over that hill, he might be standing right there. And it's too windy for a torch, so I'm going to have this out just in case.
Jesus, this is cold.
Well, now the wind's dying out, so maybe I am alright with a torch now. So, when you're coming over this hill, or even when you're walking on the road, you're still going over the hill. Be careful, you might be standing right here. Okay. Wow, we are freezing already. That didn't take long, did it? That's because our clothing is so bad. It's so bad. There's the bear cave right there. What he does is he walks out, he'll walk up here, and then he'll walk down that way, and then he'll come back and he'll walk around and walk back to his cave. That's what he does. Let's go in here. We're freaking cold already. Wow, that didn't take very long. Freezing outside.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Alright. Are those better than what I already have? Oh, actually, I don't have another pair, so now I got 2 pair of jeans.
I think I can use this.
Okay, these are 88%, and these are actually really good. Yeah. Maybe they're not that great. I know that these are warmer. These are lighter, though. But, I mean, they're almost equal. But I love the work boots. My favorite. So, maybe I will... Maybe I'll wear these for now. And drop these. Okay, so we technically should warm up a little bit here. We just got some of our condition back. I don't want to lose it. Let's sleep for an hour to warm up. Okay. So, oops. So the plan is we have a hacksaw. So when we see saplings, we're going to get them. Okay? What we're going to do now is we're actually going to walk by that bear cave and walk up a little bit. There's cabins up there that might actually have a sewing kit in it. So let's go.
This package is kind of heavy.
Sometimes checking behind trailers, you'll find something behind it, but nothing behind this one. All right. So there is a possibility, it's a very strong possibility of a wolf right up at that intersection up there. So I'm going to be prepared just in case he is. It's very cold out, but it's not windy. That's good. But you see, here's the bear caves right here. He's not out. You would see paw prints. Yeah, fingerprints. Sometimes, coming up on this hill, you'll see him walking back this way. But here's our first set of saplings. Let's grab these. You need these to make arrows.
Sure getting cold.
You get 3 arrow shafts for each sapling. You get 3 arrow shafts. Of course, you have to dry them first, or cure them, if you want to call it curing, drying. Look what I see. He's over there. He's walking down towards the cabins that I wanted to go to. Yeah, he's going to the cabins that I wanted to go to, so we're going to try to beat him there. We do move faster than he does, so we're going to try to beat him there. I'll show you how to do it. And go up here. Now, if you're lucky, you could have gotten ahead of him by now, going this way.
I would drink almost anything.
So hopefully you've gotten ahead of him by now, which I think we did. Yep. Now here's the cabins I was telling you about. This is where the bear is going. He's right there. You hear that? The sound of those birds? Those are, if anybody ever mentions to you bear crows, that's what they sound like. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to loot in here really quick so we can get to the other cabin before he sees us. And then we can move on. Yeah, no soda kit. So what we're going to do is we're going to go out here and we're going to quickly go into the other cabin and loot that one quick. And then we're going to get out of here really fast. Because he's right over there. You can actually hear him grunting. All right, let's get out of here. All right, yeah, there's a trailer up there we'll go to instead. There might be actually a hammer there. There was a let me check that backpack real quick. Nada. That's what I'm saying. Welcome to Interloper. We're cold, and of course we're cold. We're always cold. There's a trailer up the way here. It's not that far.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
There is a, I usually don't run into any wolves up in this area right here, so it's not that bad. What I might actually, well, what I might actually do is I might actually put the saplings in this trailer up here to start curing. I need to get light. I need to dump some stuff, but and we'll eat and drink when we get in there too. There's a trailer here that might have a hammer spawn. So when you come up to this trailer, check. Oh, actually, it looks like there's something there. Actually, is that the hammer? This is a hammer spawn. Is that the hammer? It looks like it is. Oh my god. Oh my god, yes. Oh my god. Oh yes. Okay.
And this pack is getting kind of heavy.
This is huge, guys, because now my avenues are open for forging. I had the hammer now. So here's again, my planning for this now is to get these saplings down, um, make my way to Mystery Lake. On the way to Mystery Lake, look for a bedroll, and then if I can't find a bedroll, then so be it. But we need to work our way to forge. So I'm probably going to forge over at the Muskeg. So you can walk with me over there and we can do that together. And I'll show you, go through the whole forging process and how things are crafted, how things are forged, what to look for, what to look out for. So we're about ready, almost ready to end this episode. What I think what I might do is actually set this place up with our saplings. Let's do that. I'm actually going to write it down because my memory is so bad. This is how I usually do my notes, if anybody's wondering. I put an entry for tools. I'm sorry, for gear. And I'll draw an underline on it. And then I'll put one for curing. And then I'll put birch. And this is in the blue trailer, down road, down path from the transition. Okay, that there's a mine up there as a transition to Pleasant Valley. I kind of know what this note is. I know what it is. It's I write it all the time. Okay, so with that being said, we need to eat and drink. Let's get that done. Okay, let's loot this trailer. Oh, please let me find a sewing kit. That's really what I'd like to have right now. All right, so if you drop them, you'll see it says 1%. Come back in about 3 days, they'll be cured. And then we can use them to make our arrows. Okay. All right, so that's a good place to call it here. And we have my next big plan is probably to go up the hill there to go to Mystery Lake. There's a tower up, lookout tower. I don't think I'm going to waste my time going to the lookout right now. I don't. Although I know for a fact I'll find a sewing kit in Mystery Lake somewhere. So maybe I'll just. My goal now is to forge. So I want to get scrap metal, and I need to get cloth, right? That's what I need to forge with, and I have. Excuse me, I have plenty of coal, so everything's good to go. So that being said, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you for following me down this road. And if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, or follow, whatever it is you need to do. It does help me out tremendously. And until next time, we'll see you later.